A developing story, Caleb Williams did not want to come to Chicago. This news is kind of tough to stomach, honestly. I think a lot of us heard rumblings about this story last year, but a new book titled American Kings, a biography of the quarterback, written by ESPN's Seth Wickersham, details accounts from Caleb and his father during last year's pre draft process. In this book, you will read quotes from Caleb Williams' father saying things like, I don't want my son playing for the Bears, and Chicago is the place quarterbacks go to die. Those will make headlines all week long and possibly even cause more of a distraction, with this book having a September 9th release date, releasing right before the 2025 season kicks off. To clarify, the book itself is not about Caleb Williams. It's a detailed account of what it means to be a quarterback at various levels, from high school to college to the NFL and more, with sections and guests in the book such as John Elway, Peyton Manning, Steve Young, Warren Moon, and many others. But it also offers an exclusive look at a story that most Chicago Bears fans probably didn't want to hear. Carl Williams, Caleb's father, did not want his son to get drafted by the Chicago Bears. And the upcoming book and an article released by ESPN a couple of hours ago details how Caleb's dad was looking for a way around the league's collective bargaining agreement. The bottom line was he did not want Caleb coming to Chicago. He believed this is the place where QBs go to die, and he actually spoke with Archie Manning about the subject. Archie's the father of Eli Manning and the guy who helped orchestrate the 2004 blockbuster trade of Eli Manning to the Giants on draft day. Anyone who doesn't remember that, Eli did not want to play for the Chargers, and his dad helped him work out a way to get to New York. Carl wanted to do something similar with his son Caleb. The rumored team they wanted to land in was the Minnesota Vikings. After meeting with Kevin O'Connell at the NFL Combine, Caleb would tell his dad, I need to go to the Vikings. That is the quote that hurt me the most. Hearing our quarterback wanted to play for the Vikings, I really don't like that. But they knew that the Bears trading the pick to a division rival was extremely unlikely. And Ryan Poles was firm. And he told Caleb Williams straight up, we are going to draft you. At this point, the Williams family had only one option, the nuclear option. They could go to the media and tell everyone they don't want to come to Chicago. That was their option here and pretty much the only leverage they had. But what kind of person would that make Caleb look like? Caleb decided against that. And the quote from the book from Caleb Williams said, I wasn't ready to nuke the city. Chilling words, and honestly, it gives me goosebumps reading those. And I don't know how to feel about that. But then Caleb had a pre-draft visit with the Bears, and Ryan Poles sold him on coming to Chicago. And that's the biggest point of the story for me. After the visit, Caleb went to his dad and said, I can do it for this team. I'm going to the Bears. And he had a complete 180 and felt differently about what he could do in Chicago. And the man responsible for that is Ryan Poles. Now, this is a crazy story. And to be clear here, I've already pre-ordered the book and I'm going to be reading it in September. Not only does it go into further detail about what happened with Caleb and the Bears pre-draft, but it also sheds some light on his rookie year in Chicago, a year in which our head coach and offensive coordinator both got fired. Also, a year in which we lost 10 straight games. But there's a quote in this one that really sticks out as well. The worst quote from this story is Caleb saying he would watch film alone with no instruction or guidance from the coaching staff. Thomas Brown, you were in the building. What the heck was going on in Chicago last year? Caleb's quote was this: no one tells me what to watch. I just turn it on. Honestly, this is a bad look and a bad situation for the Bears. We're in the midst of completing a rebuild and trying to finally win games in Chicago. All of us fans support Caleb Williams, and we want him to be the best quarterback in Bears history. But it's hard to read details of this story without realizing that Chicago has been a bad place for quarterbacks. Even last year, we did add a ton of weapons to help Caleb, and things still seem to be trending in the right direction, but our coaching staff failed in a major way. And that first impression that Caleb and his father got, that's going to stick with them forever. The scary part here is that we've waited our entire lives for a franchise quarterback, and we finally found one. And the biggest worry might be the Bears messing this up. But Ryan Poles is the guy who gives me faith. He changed Caleb's mind and convinced him to want to come to Chicago. That might go down as one of the most underrated moves in Chicago Bears history. Can you even imagine how fans would have reacted if Caleb would have taken the nuclear option and went to the media and said he didn't want to play for the Bears last year? I don't even want to think about it. Instead, Ryan Poles got it done. And even though Caleb suffered through coaching malpractice during his rookie year, I believe Ryan Poles again hit a home run by hiring one of the brightest young offensive minds in the entire league. I believe Ben Johnson is the perfect hire for Caleb Williams. This is a move that even Caleb's dad should approve of. So 1 year after taking our new franchise QB, I believe we have the head coach right as well. The final thing is a quote from Caleb Williams and his excitement to be working with Ben Johnson and to be a member of the Chicago Bears. He realizes that going through the ups and downs that he did and then being able to be in this position now is special. With Ben Johnson, with a talented young roster, he's excited about working with these guys and he can't wait to learn more about football because from Caleb Williams himself, he said Ben Johnson is super smart and super sharp. Caleb would even compare him to his college coach Lincoln Riley in some ways, and I believe that pairing will be special in Chicago. I know a lot of people are going to overreact when they read this news or hear the story, but you have to think, guys, Caleb and his family had reasons to doubt the Bears. The same reasons a lot of our fans have doubted Ryan Poles and what this front office is doing because of the history of this team. We did not support Justin Fields. We didn't support Mitch Trubisky or Rex Grossman, not in the ways that we should have. And we've simply never produced a 4,000-yard quarterback. And our history of offensive coordinators and offensive-minded head coaches has simply been pathetic. But I believe what Ryan Poles convinced Caleb Williams of is the same thing I've been trying to convince my fan base of these last 3 years. We are not the same old Chicago Bears anymore. And if Ryan Poles could sell that message to Caleb and Carl Williams, I believe the fan base should buy in as well. I'm not going to overreact from old quotes from last year, but I am curious about reading more into the situation. But I really believe that Caleb did fully buy in. Whatever Ryan Poles said to him during that Zoom call got Caleb on board. I wish we could all listen to it, but you could see afterwards that Caleb really was excited to come to Chicago. You heard it in his voice during all the interviews, and you saw his reaction on draft day. He wanted to be a Bear. This story proves that there was a lot going on behind the scenes that fans just weren't privy to. At the end of the day, Caleb Williams is a Chicago Bear. I believe with Ben Johnson coaching him and having weapons like DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, and more, paired with a revamped offensive line, the front office is already showing Caleb how committed to him they truly are. And I really believe he is happy to be a Chicago Bear. But I am curious, how do you guys feel about this one? I anticipate a lot of people overreacting and making a huge deal from this story. So I wanted to get out in front of it and get my take out there. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.